lovelies. Welcome to your Libra Zodiac Yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. Yeah, my lovely Libras. My mom is a Libra, so you guys have a special place in my heart. Libra is an air sign. Remember, when you're doing these classes, to check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and any planets and any signs in your chart. You can do those classes if you have a stellium, which is 3 or more planets in a certain sign, or, you know, if you just want to do them all, if that's up to you, you can do that too. Remember to have any props that you need around you, with you, on your mat to set yourself up for success. Anything that you need that works best for you and your body. I try to teach with as many variations as possible and make my classes as accessible as possible, but just remember to listen to you, do what feels good, and that everything I say is an option, not an order. So I have my blocks here. We're going to use those. I have a strap behind me, pillow, bolster, blanket, anything you need, just have it with you. All right, that being said, let's talk about Libras a little bit. So like I said, I think I said already, Libra is an air sign. Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, so the planet of love. In tarot, Libra is ruled by justice, so the scales balancing. It can mean justice in kind of like a legal type of way, or just justice in general. The scales balancing out, karmic justice, you know, everything has an equal and opposite reaction, essentially. That is the justice card in tarot. The dates for Libra are roughly, again, this is just a rough estimate, it changes year to year, September 23rd to October 23rd-ish. And yeah, my mom's birthday is October 10th. Again, Libra is ruled by the scales, so that's what the constellation is in the sky. My personal experience with Libras and what I know about Libras is that balance thing is very true. You guys have to be in balance, or, you know, it's like everything falls apart. You have to be balanced, have to be kind of, my mom's big thing is like being peaceful and just everything in balance, everything in harmony. And as we talk about in all of these classes, kind of the light and the dark side to the signs, again, it's not good or bad, just the traits of the signs. It's like everything has to be in balance, or like, you know, something is wrong, you know, it's kind of the need for balance to a fault. The inability to make decisions, I think, kind of stems from that. And this is just, again, based on my personal experience, but I love Libras. Libras, you know, they're just like, I don't know, maybe just because my mom is a Libra, very loving and, you know, just love to give and receive love. Because again, you guys are ruled by the planet Venus, which is the planet of love. Now, in the body, Libra rules the kidneys, the bladder, a little bit into the low back, just kind of like those lower organs. Now, usually in all these classes, we've kind of been going based on like what body part the sign rules. But in Libra's case, we're going to go with balance. And in the body, Libra rules the heart chakra, which is actually our chakra of balance. It is the middle chakra. So it has the above 3 chakras and the lower 3 chakras, and the heart chakra is right in the middle and balances the 2 out. The heart chakra in and of itself is all about balance. It's about balancing both giving and receiving love, which I think Libras struggle with, is the ability to receive. They like to give, and we need to balance it out and open ourselves up to receive love. So that's what this class is going to be about. We're going to be working on that heart chakra. We're going to be doing some balancing postures. I think that's all I got, my friends. So again, I would love to hear in the comments how Libra energy shows up for you, where it shows up in your chart, how it makes you feel. Drop it in the comments, and we're going to get started. So we are going to get started in a supported fish pose. So we're going to get right into opening that heart and working on that heart chakra. So you might need both blocks, you might need one. You can also use a pillow or bolster for this, but we're going to do a supported fish pose. So your block or your pillow or your bolster is going to go right behind you in the center of your mat, long ways, and it's going to go right in between your shoulder blades. So you're going to lay back on to that block. Now this other block you can use as a pillow underneath your head. I personally don't need that. You can also just put a pillow underneath your head if you need it. So you're going to lay back on that block, making sure it's exactly center in between those shoulder blades. Then you're going to lay back on that block, and again, you can use a pillow or another block underneath your head. And you should start to feel your shoulder blades kind of open up over that block. Now, it might be a little uncomfortable if you've never done this before. I mean, I've done this a million times. It still feels kind of funky because it is I don't want to say an extreme back bend, but it is a bit of a back bend and a heart opener, and it's also going to open up the lungs as well. So if you feel kind of weird in your breath, that's why. And I want you to make sure you find a comfortable position here before we settle in, because you don't want to be shifting all around while we work on our breath. So find yourself in the most comfortable position possible, kind of shift around, see where it feels good. When you find that place, you can bring your arms to your sides. Now legs can be extended, they can be bent. You can also take a Supta Baddha Konasana, so bring those feet together to touch, open up the knees. Whatever feels right for you and your body. I'm just going to keep my knees bent here. And like I said, you're going to start to feel that chest kind of open over this block. Feel the shoulders open. And notice here, if you're holding on to tension, you're kind of resisting the opening of the shoulders. I can feel my shoulders tense up. So with every exhale, I'm going to really try to release those shoulders and let them fall open. So bringing your awareness to your breath and using your breath as a tool. You can close your eyes if it feels good. And just start to breathe deeply here. Noticing on the inhale, maybe the chest expands, the belly expands, taking up space. And on the exhale, try to relax and release deeper over this block. Now, as we breathe here, I want you to start to check in, start to take inventory of the mind, the body, the soul. Ask yourself, where does my Libra energy show up? How does it show up in my life and my personality? And maybe if you're stuck or unsure, ask yourself where balance shows up in my life, or rather where imbalance shows up in your life. So maybe the places where you feel imbalanced, just checking in, practicing non-judgment, non-attachment, knowing that we can work through it, and just acknowledging those places and bringing some balanced Libra energy to those places. How can we get it back into balance? A good visualization exercise here would be maybe imagining those scales in your mind, however they look. Picture those scales of justice, those scales of Libra, just balancing out in your mind. We'll take some big, deep breaths here. I want you to take a really big inhale in through the nose, filling up, filling up. And open mouth, exhale. One more really big inhale in, fill up, take up space. And open mouth, exhale. Let that breath return to normal. And we'll slowly start to invite in some movements. Maybe you want to wiggle those fingers, wiggle the toes a bit, just to start to wake the body up. You can gently make those movements bigger. Maybe rolling out the wrists or ankles. And then gently, when you're ready, we're going to roll off of this block. So rolling off to one side, finding a fetal pose on your mat. So knees pulled in, using the bottom arm as a pillow. Take a moment here in this fetal pose. And then slowly press yourself up to a seat. Take your time. Be gentle with yourself here. Coming to a seated position. As always, any seat that you are comfortable in. Remember that easy seated pose means something a little bit different for everyone. So I want you to find your easy seated pose. So for mine, my legs are crossed, I'm seated on my butt, maybe taking some time to scooch some goodness out just so you can feel your sit bones on the mat, but you can also sit on a pillow or a block or anything that makes you feel good. Legs extended, legs pulled in, just find that good seat for you. Now once you're there, I'm going to bring our hands to our sides, and we're going to continue to open this heart. So I want you to inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, goalpost the arms, lift the chin, drop the head back, open that chest. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. 2 more here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, you can lower those hands and bring them to your knees. We're going to flow through some seated cat-cow here. Cat-cow essentially is opening up the front of the heart and then the back of the heart. So that's that intention that I want you to set for this cat-cow. So when you inhale, you're pressing the chest out, squeezing the shoulder blades behind you, lifting the chin, opening up that heart. And when you exhale, you're rounding forward, dropping chin to chest, squeezing the shoulders forward now and really pressing the back of the heart back. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. I'll take 5 more of these on your own breath, linking your breath to your movement, and see what feels good here in your body. You can make this a really exaggerated movement, maybe lifting the legs, really exaggerating each posture. You can take it in some full heart circles if that feels good. Just remember to balance and even out the sides. Trusting yourself here, trusting that your body knows what it likes, what it needs. And gently finishing up this last round and coming back to a neutral spine. We'll transition to a tabletop. Taking your time here, coming to the hands and knees, setting yourself up for success. So maybe putting some extra support under the knees like a pillow or a blanket, stacking your shoulder, elbow, wrist, stacking hips over knees. And we'll flow through our cat-cow here. Inhale, lift the chin, really try to open that chest up, arching the back. Exhale, round again, open the back of the heart. So really try to round in that upper back, drum out the shoulders, drop chin to chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Again, 5 of these on your own breath, linking breath to movement and doing what feels good and right for you here. Finish up this last round and gently come back to a neutral spine. Now we're going to work on some balancing here. I'm going to give you lots of options. So option number 1, we're starting with the right arm and the left leg. So you can extend just the right arm or just the left leg, or you can extend both. And again, wherever you are, if it's just one or both, I want you to hold here. Really find that balance, engage the core, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can gently release. We're going to do that again. So again, find one or both. Extend, keeping active fingers, active toes. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. We're going to do it one more time. So set up for one or for both. Engage the core, engage the fingers and toes. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now continue to hold here, or maybe challenge yourself by bringing the arm out to the side, straight out from the shoulder, and try to bring that leg out to the side. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release down. Shake it out. Now it feels a little funky. We're working on that balance. All right. Taking it to the other side. So again, this time is left arm, right leg. You can do one or the other or both. Extending them out. engaging the core, engaging the toes and the fingers, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Shake it out a little bit. We'll do that again. Extend one or the other or both. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Now this last one we're going to hold, and then we're going to try to bring it out to the side. So extend one or both. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring it out to the side. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Shake it out. All right, my friends, we're going to find our way to a downward facing dog. So pressing palms into the mat, tucking the toes, in those hips up and back to the wall behind you. Finding some movement here. So maybe pedaling those feet and drawing those heels towards the mat, pressing palms into the mat, maybe shaking the hips or shaking the head. Just find the movement that feels good for you. And gently find stillness. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, we're going to travel there. So maybe take some baby steps. Maybe take a big old step into your forward fold. Hang out here for a moment, our first fold of class. You can ragdoll here. You can grab for opposite elbows. You can sway from side to side. Just do what feels good. Go ahead and find stillness. Bring hands to shins, press into them. Inhale for a halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Pause there for a moment. Close your eyes if it feels good. Just focus on that heart center for me. That center of balance. Ask yourself, where does balance show up in my life, or where do I need balance in my life? What feels unbalanced? I can feel my heart beating beneath my chest. Just focusing on that. All right, my lovelies, we are going to flow a bit here now. I'm going to flow through some chair pose. So I want you to find the foot position that you feel best in for your chair. So for some people, it's feet hips distance or a little wider. For some people, it's big toes together to touch a sliver of space in between your heels. That's the variation I like. So set yourself up there in our Tadasana mountain pose. We're going to flow through some half sun salutes with a chair. So you can inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, sink into your chair. So you're sinking your butt back into your imaginary chair. You can still see your big toes over your knees. Your butt isn't sticking out, it's tucked. Now you can keep the arms extended overhead or bring them to your heart center in our Utkatasana chair pose. Now, option to hold here, or option if you like to play around with your balance, you're going to come up to your tippy toes. And you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink it to that chair pose. Find the arm variation that you like and maybe come to the toes. Balance and hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink to that Utkatasana chair pose. Find the variation you like. Maybe come to the toes. Maybe sink a little lower. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. I want you to plant those hands. Gently step back one foot. Step back the other. And we're going to release to our belly. Take your time. Slowly, gently release down. Hands are underneath the shoulders. We'll flow through some low cobra. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Last one here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Now on the next inhale, you can inhale up and come to a Sphinx pose. So your forearms are going to come out in front of you. Forearms and hands are pressed into the mat. Really making sure your shoulders are pressed away from the ears. Your gaze is up, your chin is up. Pelvis, stomach, legs are pressing into the mat. Breathing here in your Sphinx. Now, option to stay here or option to find a high cobra. For your high cobra, you're going to press your palms into the mat and straighten the arms. And maybe start to walk the hands back. Step by step, slowly, one at a time until they're right underneath your shoulders. Palms press into the mat. Hips and pelvis press into the mat. Shoulders press down and away from the ears. Gaze is up. Open the heart. Breathe here. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Find a child's pose. Knees as wide as the mat. Sink those hips back. And sink down into your mat. Breathe here. Now, gently on your next inhale, you can rise to a table. I'm going to give you two options here. Option number one is to flow through your cat-cow from your table. So on your table, inhale, open the heart. Exhale, open the back of the heart. Option number two is an extended cat-cow, which is child's pose. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to child's pose. So the child's pose would be the cat and your cobra would be your cow, your heart opener. So find where you'd like to go. We're going to flow through 5 breaths. So inhale, open the heart. Exhale, counter pose. Inhale, open. Exhale, counter. 3 more on your own breath, linking breath to movement. Take your time. We will all meet in a wide-legged child's pose when you're finished flowing. So again, open those knees as wide as the mat. Sink the hips back to the heels and just really sink deep into the mat. Connecting that heart center with the mat. You can also place a bolster or a pillow underneath you. Just breathe here in this child's pose and ask yourself, where do I need balance? What does balance truly mean to me? When I say the word balance, what do you picture in your mind? Do you picture scales balancing? Do you picture maybe someone balancing in a yoga posture? Balance of light and dark, black and white. Examine what balance means to you. We'll seal this with a breath. Big inhale in through the nose, filling up, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale. Gently, when you're ready, inhale, you can rise to your table. And exhale, we'll take a seat. Now, we're going to work on some low lunges here. So I do recommend using your blocks and also placing a pillow or blanket underneath your knees for that extra support, if it feels good. So we're going to come to stand on our knees. Knees are about hips distance apart. Grabbing your blocks. I'm going to step my right leg out into my low lunge. So my right knee is going to go over my ankle. I'm going to press this left hip flexor down into the mat. Your hands can come on either side of that right foot, either on blocks or on the mat. Chest and heart is lifted. Option to stay here. Option to rise maybe to your right thigh. Option to inhale the arms up. Find the one that works best for you. Hips are square to the front of the mat. And if you'd like, we're going to flow through some heart openers here. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, goalpost the arms, lift the chin, open the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands come down to the blocks or to the mat. Straighten that front leg for a counter pose, a half splits here. So you're straightening the front leg, flexing the toes back towards your face. Again, still keeping the chest and heart lifted. Breathing here. Gently inhale back to your low lunge. Press hands into the blocks or into the mat. Exhale, release that foot back. All right, my lovelies, we're going to do the other side here. So again, standing on the knees, stepping that left leg out now into our low lunge. Knee comes over ankle. Press that right hip flexor down. Hips and torso are square to the front of the mat. Hands on either side of the foot on blocks or on the mat. Chest and gaze are lifted. Maybe hanging out here, maybe raising to your thigh, maybe inhaling, arms up. An option to flow through your heart openers here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open the heart, goalpost the arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale, reach, exhale, hands come down. Straighten that front leg, flex the toes back towards your face. Half splits, counter pose. Gently inhale back to your low lunge. Press hands into blocks or into the mat, and exhale, step that foot back. Now I'm going to come to sit on my knees. You can sit on your butt if you'd like. We're just going to do a little heart opener here wherever you are seated. You're going to inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, clasp the hands together. We're going to find a mudra here. We're going to interlace the fingers except for the pointers. Those are going to be pointed straight up. And what I really want you to do is inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, lift the chin. Gaze up towards those hands and just breathe here. Really try to open the heart. Really try to kind of bring those arms back. Open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Arching the back here. Find your breath. When you're ready, take a big inhale here. Exhale, release those arms down. Shake it out for me. Now we're going to find our way to standing, so you can get there any way that feels comfortable for you. I'm going to find myself to a downward facing dog. Then inhale, gaze to the top of my mat. Exhale, step forward into my forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then I'm going to inhale, rise all the way to standing. Again, you can come to standing any way that feels comfortable for you. That's just my preferred way. And now we're going to work on tree pose. We got to get that balance in there, my Libra babies. So I'm going to come to stand facing the long edge of my mat so you can see me. You can stand wherever feels good for you. And we're going to work on our tree. So hands to hips. We will start with the right leg. So we're going to put our weight into our right foot. And you're going to come to the tippy toes of that left foot. So just lifting the heel, coming to the toes. Option to stay right here. You can also hold on to a chair or to the wall for some balance support. Option to hang out here. Option to open that knee out and let the bottom of that foot come to rest gently on the other leg. We're not putting too much pressure onto the ankle joint. It's just gently resting and our foot hasn't lifted up off the mat yet. Option to stay right here. Option to lift the bottom of that foot to your shin, keeping the knee open. Remember, no joints. It's not on the ankle, it's not on the knee, it's on the shin. Option to stay here. Option to continue to lift the foot onto the thigh. Again, it's not on my knee, it's resting on the inside of my thigh. Now find your edge, find your tree pose, and then I encourage you to grow your branches and maybe try out that mudra heart opener with the arms extended overhead and open the heart here. Only if you'd like. You can take any mudra or arm variation, branch variation here. You can focus your gaze, your drishti on something that's not moving to help with balance. Allow yourself to wobble. Allow yourself to fall. It's part of the practice, my friends. And when you're ready to come down, I want you to do so gently, so don't slingshot the foot, just gently release and shake it on out for me. It's kind of ragdoll here. All right, we'll take it to the other side. Standing, hands on hips. Weight into left foot, coming to right toes. Maybe you hang out here. Maybe open that knee up. Bring that foot bottom to rest on the other leg. Maybe lift it to the shin. Maybe lift it to the thigh again, avoiding joints here. And once you find where your tree likes to be, play around with maybe opening the heart, maybe growing your branches, and breathing and finding balance. And when you're ready to release, do so gently. Come on down and shake it out. All right, my friends, how did that feel? How did your balance go? I feel like during yoga, I'm pretty balanced. And then I was just talking to my roommate. I just tripped over myself and fell. And I was like, man, in yoga, I'm pretty balanced. In life, no. So coming to stand at the top of our mat, see, look at that. I just stepped one foot forward and now I'm unbalanced again. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, I just want you to fold for me. Hang out in this forward fold and do what feels good. You can widen the legs. You can ragdoll. Sway from side to side, just a release here of the low back. Gently inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, and slowly step back one foot, step back the other, and we will find a child's pose here. So you can open those knees as wide as the mat, sink the hips back, lock the arms out, and just release here. Now, if you want an optional heart opener, you can clasp the hands together, take that mudra that we took for our tree pose and for that seated heart opener. Fingers interlaced, point your fingers up. And you're going to bend at the elbows and bring that above your head. And just breathe here. With every exhale, sink deeper into the mat, deeper into that child's pose. And just ask yourself, what does balance mean to me? Where does my Libra energy show up in my life? How does balance show up in my life? Gently, you can inhale, rise, and exhale, just drop to the belly. And then we'll turn on over to our back. So take your time to flip yourself over. Gently, slowly release to your back. Make sure I'm having my block nearby because we will finish in our supported fish pose, but we're going to take some bridge poses here. So bending into the knees, feet bottoms are on the mat, arms can come to your side. We're going to inhale those hips up, pelvis up to the sky. An option for a heart opener here, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades underneath you. You can clasp the hands underneath you as well. Or you can let them rest at your sides and just press the chest and the hips up towards the sky. Try to make sure those knees don't splay out. Inhale, raise a little higher. Exhale, release down. Windshield wiper those knees. All right, we'll do that 2 more times. Come to stillness. Inhale, press those hips up. Maybe scoop those shoulder blades underneath you. Open the heart. Inhale, press up a little more. And exhale, release down. Windshield wiper here for me. All right, last time. Come to stillness. And when you're ready, inhale those hips on up. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Really press that heart and those hips open. Press them up a little more. And go ahead and release down. Take that windshield wiper. These windshield wipers safely release our lower back after that bridge pose, why we do them. All right, my lovely Libras, we are going to set up for our Savasana here. So I encourage you to take the pose that we started with, that supported fish pose, and just to see how different it feels here as compared to when we first started, you might find your heart is much more open here. So I'm going to lay back on that block. I'll let my shoulder blades open up. And I don't know about y'all, but I definitely feel pretty open here. Again, make sure to find your center. Find where it feels good on the block or the bolster, whatever you're laying on. Or you can just take your full Savasana here. This is where I will leave you, my friends. I encourage you to spend at least 5 to 10 breaths here. Remember to check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, any placements you have in the zodiac classes. Just breathe here, my friends, and I will see you next time. Thank you.